This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we're calling to order the Recreation Advisory Committee meeting for Wednesday, August 2nd at 5 p.m. For attendance, we have Kim Heaton, we have Ann, we have Leah, we have Dave, I believe we have Counselor Davey, and myself, Mike Soden. So absent, we have Marcus and Sally.
And so far, Rupal.
Rupal is absent.
Yeah, Marcus and Sally absent with notice. Rupal, I didn't hear that she wasn't going to be able to make it.
Okay. Okay, disclosure of pecuniary interest. Any? No? Okay. The approval of the agenda. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at tonight's agenda? Okay. A motion to approve. Anne, second. Leah? Okay. All in favor? Okay. I can't see Dave right now. Can you see Dave?
I can't see Dave. Dave, can you say something if you're online, please?
I'm here, but my internet connection is really poor tonight. I can't see anybody, and most of the time I can't hear anybody. Can you hear me?
We can
Yeah, but
right
it's
now, Dave. Yeah.
kind of spotty, Dave. So we'll
Okay, my internet's in the air today, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to participate in the meeting because I'm hardly seeing or hearing anything.
okay. Okay, review of the draft minutes of the previous meeting. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at those? Okay. Any questions or comments? No? Okay. Can we adopt the meetings of the minutes of the previous meeting? Can I get a motion to approve? Melinda? Okay, second. Anne? Okay. Sorry, Dave, did you have a question about the minutes?
No?
Okay. Hi, RuPaul. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I couldn't get in somehow. So
No problem.
sorry, I'm late.
RuPaul, do you have any questions about the minutes of the previous meeting?
No,
Okay.
just
Um,
yeah.
so we've had a motion to approve in a second. So all in favor of approving the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any business arising from those minutes? No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Any delegation tonight, Kim?
No.
Okay. Let's get right into it then. Snowshoe Lending Library update.
So I know this was deferred from our last meeting. So if you've watched the council meeting minutes, you're probably all aware of what I'm about to share with you. But in case you haven't, that's to let you know that the recreation department, we submitted a grant application to the Ontario Trillium Foundation. I guess it was back in February, March, somewhere around there, for monies required for the Snowshoe Lending Library. And I'm happy to let you know that we were successful in our grant application for $10,000. And out of those monies, we are able and have sent in the have sent in the order for 47 pairs of snowshoes, ranging in sizes from, you know, ones that 5-year-olds can wear up to, you know, ones, I think the heaviest is 350 pounds that the snowshoes will hold. So hopefully we've hit the majority of individuals, and the snowshoes should be here to us by the end of the month. We're making plans right now to build a storage unit for them at Mono Center in the lower north, where they will be stored, locked away. And then we're gonna have the snowshoe lending library that we had originally spoken about at one of our meetings back about 6 months ago. We will be setting something up on the town's website where people can reserve snowshoes on a Tuesday or on a Thursday. They can reserve them. I think they can reserve them on the Tuesday for pickup on the Thursday or Friday. We will have a staff member at the hall on a designated either Thursday or Friday afternoon for people to pick up snowshoes. They'll be able to use them right through the whole entire weekend, bring them back either the Monday or Tuesday. We'll inspect them, get them cleaned up if need be, and we'll have them ready to go for the next weekend. So there won't be any cost involved. There will be they will have to put a deposit down for use of the snowshoes. And so if there's any damage to the snowshoes, it'll come off the deposit. But yeah, this is something that'll be open to Mono residents. And hopefully we will get lots of uptake on it.
So if someone lives in Orangeville, they will not be allowed to participate?
At this point, we've indicated that it's for Mono residents. Council may want to have it open to Orangeville. That's something that, you know, you as a ROC committee can discuss and put a recommendation forward to council saying whether or not you think it should be opened up to other residents within Dufferin.
Are you
There's
suggesting,
Dave. We see you now, Dave.
are you suggesting can we discuss it now, or is that down
Yes.
the road?
Well, no,
So-
yes, because yeah.
So I was thinking that maybe we should see how the uptake is. So in other words, if they get lent out every week by Mono residents, I think that would give us an indication that it's being used by Mono residents, it's been paid for by Mono residents. Maybe see how it goes before. That would be my feeling before we make a recommendation.
So actually, it's not being paid. Just to clarify that, it's not being paid for by Mono residents. This is a grant program, and
Right.
even the within the parameters of the grant, we were permitted to put in funds to accommodate staff salary for when they're out. So for lending out the snowshoes.
Oh.
So
Okay.
this program is completely being funded by the Ontario Trillium Foundation at this time.
And so the staff funding, is that for 1 year or for perpetuity?
No, this will be for 1 year to see how the program
Yeah,
goes.
So then the funding for the staff would have to be paid for by Mono Township after this year, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Which was not, there's not a lot of money, just to be clear about that. There's not a lot of monies in that portion, Ann, because we don't foresee a lot of staff time. It will basically be you can pick up the snowshoes between 1 and 3 p.m. or something on a Friday afternoon.
Mhm.
How long are the snowshoes expected to last?
Well, from the purchase that from the supplier that we're getting them from, I mean, I guess it all depends on how they're treated. Same as a pair of skis. You treat them well, they're going to last you for 20 years. If you don't treat them well, they'll last you for a season.
And how much did the 47 pairs cost out of the 10,000?
I'd have to look that up. I would, I think they were about 4,800.
Well, that sounds great. Another thing to do for Mono families in the winter.
So, do you want me to record in the minutes that the committee is in agreement? What do you want me to record as far as?
Can you hear me? Now you can.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was before saying hello. You said that they cost $4,800, the 47 of them. So they're like $100 or $200 per pair, right? The kitty ones will be $50 and the adult ones, men's ones, $250 and stuff, right? Like they're
That's correct.
yeah. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions about this program?
We'll have to talk it up big time before the snow flies, right? Make people want to be excited about using them. Have to.
Oh yeah, we'll be getting this. We'll be getting flyers made up, and I'd also like to put together trails where these people can go on the snowshoes. So when we
Yeah.
hand out a set of snowshoes, we also give them, oh, here's possible trail maps, or here's trail maps of possible places that you could go to use these. I'm hoping that people will use them at Mono Center on our back acreage out there where we originally had the disc golf course, and that's no longer there. So we've got about 13 acres out behind the baseball diamond that would be phenomenal for snowshoeing on.
Yeah, so when they arrive at the end of the month, we should take a picture of them all and open them up and make a bunch of, artsy social media posts that we don't necessarily have to put out in September or August or whenever you said the end of the month, but that we could, dribble out as the temperature drops, and also your storage facility and stuff, right? Having Dave Matowski there swinging his hammer or whatever at the new, really endeavor to see if we can increase our social media presence for a turnout for activities, aside from the ones that we know everybody loves Halloween and we know everybody loves the Winterfest. Bless you, Kim. But some of these other
Thank you.
activities, it's like we try with the usual, and it just has fallen flat, right? Not flat, but not as good as we'd like it to be.
I guess that's what we'll have to decide now. Is I'd hate for us to turn away other Dufferin families if we strictly reserve them for Mono residents, and then for the snowshoes to just be sitting on a shelf going unused. So we need to decide, is it strictly for Mono, or do we reserve, 30 of the 47 pairs for Mono families, then adjust it as, the weekends go by? What should we start out? What's our policy?
Mono all. Well, I thought it was for Mono first.
Yeah. As long as we think that Mono residents will use that many pairs, that's fine with me.
What if we did something? What if it was something like Mono residents could reserve them on the Wednesday, And then what's left could be reserved by other residents on the Thursday for pickup on Fridays.
I
That,
like,
that doesn't, that doesn't
That's what-
preclude that Mono residents couldn't reserve on Thursdays as well. It's just that they would get first dibs on the Wednesday to put in their reservation for the weekend.
yeah, I like something like that because then, I mean, better than them going unused. I mean, if Orangeville residents or other Dufferin residents use them, they might still spend money traveling up to Mono to use the snowshoes and spend money at Mono restaurants or other retailers. So it would help Mono residents either way.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the reservation procedure? Would they make a phone call or is it going to be an online reservation
online.
system?
It'll be an online reservation system.
I like that. That's what I was going to suggest, Kim, is that 2 days ahead, Mono residents can book it, and then anything that's left that's available can be available for others.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I like that too.
So do you want to make that a recommendation?
Yeah, let's draft a resolution. What should we say? Like Tuesday for Mono, and then it opens up Thursday for everyone else, or
Well, why don't you just put something like Mono residents will be given priority booking status a day prior to booking by all other members of Dufferin or residents of Dufferin.
so we are limiting it to Dufferin residents. So if people come up from Brampton, they are not allowed to use them.
I know there are other municipalities that also have snowshoe lending libraries. So, you know, I encourage residents to go to their local municipalities. And to be honest with you, I really don't like if somebody, say, from, 200 kilometers away comes and rents them and then takes them home and then, we try and get them back and they say, well, sorry, I can't get them to you. So then am I standing a staff member 200 kilometers to pick up a set of snowshoes?
So when they leave their deposit, do they also have to leave a credit card number?
I'm not sure if we're allowed to do that. I'll have to look into the legalities of having credit cards on file. I'm not sure any longer if we're allowed to do that.
Is there any fine for late submission or something they hand out?
A late return, again,
Late
haven't
return.
gotten into all the nitty gritties of that. We've spoken to other municipalities and asked them how they've run their program. So I'm sure we'll be putting something together very similar to what's working in other municipalities.
Okay, so we can draft a resolution for Dufferin, for Mono residents to have access to the library Wednesday, and then for Dufferin residents Thursday. Does that sound good to everyone?
So Mono residents will have access to reserve snowshoes 1 day prior to all other residents of Dufferin. And can I have a mover? Mike? Seconded by Rupal. Okay. Yeah, so that's
a follow-up question I have, Kim. Will anybody be giving instruction about how to put them on, how to use them, the purpose of the poles, or is the assumption that people can figure that out themselves?
No, I have not. I don't have a staff person who's trained in that to do that.
Then I would recommend that they sign a waiver maybe when they get them,
Oh, they'll
or
have to 100%. They will be signing waivers.
and maybe when people rent them out, or maybe in the little, you said it'll be an electronic, there should be something possibly in there that indicates that no instruction will be available. I'm sure they can find something on Google. You could even give them a link that
I mean,
shows them.
we will put instructions, like every snowshoe that goes out will have a little instruction
Great.
card
How to pick them
attached
up.
to it,
Good.
right? So, yeah.
Will poles be made available as well?
The snowshoes, do they come with poles? No.
Oh, okay. I guess I just made that assumption wrong. That's another thing maybe people
You know
should
what?
know.
I will double check with that, because when I purchased my snowshoes,
I've
Sometimes they
seen
come
them
with
both
poles.
ways, Kim. I've
Yeah.
seen
yeah,
them
I
both
can't
ways.
remember if I got poles with them or not.
I've seen them both ways.
Okay, time is ticking. Let's move on to Mono Melodies.
Did you hear that there's a message from Dave, Mike, saying that his email was, or that his internet was a problem, and so he finally dropped off. But he made a comment here of the 5 that have been circulated. He only saw number 2 and 3, both of which he liked. I'm sorry, I thought he was saying I thought it was going to be something else, something. So, okay, all right, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Thank you, Melinda. So I'll make a note of his choices. Okay, Kim, how would you like to handle this?
Just a minute. Be right with it there, Mike. So, just confirming that everyone received my email, which outlined the 5 applicants that we have, and gave them all a number so that we can refer to them as applicant 1 through 5. We had originally said that we would go for 2 hours on the day of. Like, this would be like a 2-hour, come have a picnic in the park and enjoy some music. Enjoy the voices of aspiring musicians. I was really pleased, and we did get the 5 applicants. I've listened to them all and find them all very worthy of, giving them all time to present themselves. I have on my little sheet of paper, I have put the ones that I think should be at the opening. Like, I have put them where I think each applicant should be asked if, they would like to be the opening or the closing, or maybe in the middle, that sort of thing. And I'll just review that with all of you right now, and then you guys can tell me what like, this is just a place to start the discussion. So I know with applicant number 2, they have quite a bit of equipment, and I really enjoyed the tape that they sent to us. I thought it was very entertaining, to say the least. And my suggestion is that we either make them the opening, because they're going to have quite a bit of equipment to set up, so that they have the extra time right at the beginning to set up, or we make them the closing, because I think their type of music is music that may even go on after, say we offer them 30 minutes, which I think for this applicant, 30 minutes would be very appropriate. And they might even go longer than the 30 minutes, just based on the response from the crowd. So, I'm throwing that out there, that I think they should either be the opening or the closing. My preference being the closing, because I think the crowd is really going to respond to them. So that's applicant number 2. And then for the opening act, I really liked applicant number 3, a guitarist and vocalist. And I thought that he would certainly attract the attention of the first group of people, of people, like, think, oh wow, this is going to be pretty good. So my suggestion is that he is the opening, and that we give him 30 minutes as well. Applicant number 4, he's a solo guitarist. I thought perhaps maybe let's make him act number 2. So he'll come after the opening, and ask him if he'd like to do 15 minutes. So that's number 2. And then applicant number 1, who was a classical guitarist. He played Angie. I don't know if any of you remember that one. Perhaps he would like to be the 3rd act. And then applicant, and maybe he'd like to play for about 20 minutes. And then applicant number 5, which was a duo, a pianist and a vocalist. Perhaps they would like to be act number 4. They'll have a little bit of setup, but the number 3, there won't be a lot of having to take away a lot of equipment for him. So I think we'll have plenty of time for the pianist to be able to set up. And then the closing act, as I had said, be applicant number 2. So when I worked it all out, I thought we'd have 2 30-minute acts, a 20-minute act, and 2 15-minute acts, for a total of 110 minutes. And then anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes would be allotted for changing over. So it works out to be about 2 hours and 5 or 10 minutes. So those were some suggestions. I really did like everyone who sent in a tape. So which makes our job easy, as opposed to having 30 application tapes. We received 5, and they were, I would certainly enjoy, going to a park and listening to them on a Sunday afternoon.
Yep, you made a strong case. I wouldn't have anything different to say. Obviously, Dave agrees with you. He picked your open and close as well, so I'm
Oh,
in agreement.
okay.
I think it's smart to choose all 5 because anything can happen. One act is bound to drop out for any number of reasons.
So if you guys are good with my suggestions, I'll go ahead and contact the people and let them know. I'll ask all of them.
I have a little bit of a concern about act number 4. Um, it's towards the end, and I agree with you, Kim, that application number 2 will be the highlight.
Mhm.
And I'm concerned that people might leave. They've been
Okay.
there for a couple hours. It might be a lousy day. It might be really hot. We don't know. But I didn't find I'm okay to have all the applicants have an opportunity to present, but I am concerned that we're going to lose people with applicant number 5 towards the end, especially since applicant number 2 has a lot of equipment, so it might take them 20 minutes to set up. People are going to get restless. There'll be children getting restless. I just would hate to see applicant number 2 get missed with people leaving at the end. So I have a concern about that. I did myself. Application number 5, I did not enjoy. I didn't, that's a personal thing. I'm okay to have them, but I think people will leave. And then they'll
Okay.
miss the highlight. That's my 2 cents.
Okay.
I think if you're concerned about the setup time for applicant number 2, you can, I don't know what the space looks like, but you can have them set up their, I don't know if they're gonna have drums or that sort of thing, so people can see that before we even start, so they know something's coming. I don't know. So
Um,
then you can miss sort of that, like, whatever 20 minutes or whatever they need to set up all of their equipment.
that's a great idea. I know applicant number 2 did say that if they did get chosen, because of the amount of equipment, they would prefer to be opening or closing because of just the amount of equipment that they have. I certainly, Anne, and understand and where your comments. I do plan on, obviously, because we want these people, we want people to know their names, so we're going to have, um, you know, advertisement for them, like Bristol Board or whatever, advertising the groups and the names so that people know who's coming and whether they are a solo guitarist or a classical or whether it's a cover band, that kind of thing. We'll put that right beside the person's name so people know, oh, they've got a classical guitarist coming next, or they've got a cover band right at the end. That might be interesting. Do you think
And
that would keep people around, Anne?
I don't know, right? Maybe.
and there will be an MC, I would hope, that as
Okay.
act
Yes.
is finished will let people know the next acts that are to perform and remind everyone about the headliner. So, I mean, I understand Anne's concerns, but I mean, we will have some dialogue with the crowd to let them know that there's an act to stick around for at the end.
Yeah.
Um, I- yeah, that's what I was going to ask. But what I'm little, I like the order of what Kim you mentioned, but what I'm thinking is because see the three guitar artists are together, second act, you know, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 1, 3, and 4, all are guitarists.
Mhm.
So, what I mean, if it's a veto, if Act 1 guitar player, like you
Mhm.
know, like it's just kind of warming up, and people comes, and you know, it just make it interesting like that. Oh, okay, something is there, so he can play for 20 because he is just a guitar player, right? So by the guitar player, people can come and gather. Oh, something is going on and something, and then the real like you know the artist number 3, Thomas, can start guitar and vocal. Then Alec and Joshua would
Rupal,
be
we're just going to go with act numbers, not
It
names.
oh
just, yeah, that was why for anonymity, we're not using their names. We all know who you're talking about
oh
though, if you just use the number.
oh sorry. Okay, so act number 1, like guitar player, is just a guitar playing for NG version, so that make interesting for people to curious about it. Then
Mhm.
act number 3, and then 4. I mean 3, and then the 5, 4, and then the last is 2, right? That old
Yeah,
80s
you've
and
got them
90s.
all. Yep.
So because that's what I'm thinking, like when guitar starts playing, people start curious. Oh, something is there. Um, so we don't want to miss the real vocal or some other. That's what it's my opinion. I mean,
Yeah, I like what you're thinking there, Rupal.
Are we all in agreement that number 2 is the closer, the headliner?
yeah. It's all depends on MC how interestingly he says that, hey, the last and the best, wait for the last and the best, something like that. Um,
Melinda, tell me you're going to be there on August the 20th.
Because you're looking for an MC, are you?
I am.
It was my intention, but let me just clarify one more time. Yeah, the only thing in my calendar on August the 20th is Menorah Music, 2 p.m., right?
2 to 4, be there.
I'm going to be there, and I will yammer away about everybody if you'd like. I can do that.
That'd be amazing. Rupal, I like your reasoning, the way you have set this up, or like your order for performers, and I'm very happy to say let's go with that one if you guys are of the same thought. And what are your
yeah.
thoughts on that?
Well, I'd like you to review it because there was some conversation about what. So tell me what the order you're looking at now.
So applicant number 1 will be the opening. Okay,
Got it.
got it. Applicant number 3 will be the second act. Okay.
Yep.
Applicant number 5 will be the third act. So right in the middle. Applicant number 4 will be the fourth act. And applicant number 2 will be the closing act.
I think that's a better setup.
Okay.
Now, we had also said that you had also said, Kim, that you would contact the people and ask them if they'd like to be. So we'll have to, now that we've chosen, let's hope the classical fellow wants to go. But I mean,
I've confirmed with all of them that they would like to be in attendance.
no, I meant the opening. To open
Oh,
the show.
yes, I would have to.
I mean, maybe
And
the guy, like, I don't know.
right. And so applicant number 1, my thought was 20 minutes, a 20-minute performance. Applicant number 3, I had, who will be our second performer, I had thought 30 minutes. I've done something wrong here.
That's what you did. That's what you told us.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Applicant number 5, third performer, 15 minutes. Applicant number 4, 15 minutes. And he's also the fourth performer. And applicant number 2, 30 minutes, and they are the closing. Which gives us 50, 65, 80, 110 minutes of performance, and then switch over times in between. Thoughts?
Sounds terrific to me.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Now, my original thoughts on this was it basically it's music in the park. It's Mono Melodies. It's advertise people to come on out, bring a picnic, bring a snack, whatever, bring a blanket, and come on out and sit in front of the gazebo and enjoy an afternoon of aspiring musicians, the talents of aspiring musicians. I wasn't thinking of having any food or that, like anything for sale, except that, as we said, that if the musicians, I think we said that they would be allowed to, if they had tapes or whatever, they would be allowed to sell them. I believe we had said that in earlier meetings. Okay.
What about weather?
Good question. Rain plan is that we'll go into the banquet room at Menorah. I've put it on hold.
That's upstairs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That people can come, and we will. I'd love to be able to find out if I can get sometimes you can get these stages, like they're 4x8s or whatever. Might not be big enough for the last group though. So maybe we just let them set up on the floor, and people, again, just put your blankets out on the floor and have your picnic right there.
People can bring chairs though too, right?
Oh, people can bring chairs for sure.
So that works if nobody reserves it for the 20th. You said you've reserved it for the 20th of August.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that mean you have it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, okay. Yeah, we're the people who rent it out, right?
But we get it for nothing?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
It's our backup plan.
Backup plan.
Let's hope for a nice day in any case. So there are washrooms now, I know, just in that area. So they don't have to go inside to use a washroom if it's a nice day.
And there's still a portalette on site.
I have question like, is for artists, do we have water supply or how do I, or something? If
What do you think? Should we have a supply of?
something to drink or something, at least water,
I
at
mean,
least.
we can probably have a cooler out there with bottled
If it's a
water.
hot, if it's a
I
hot,
think people bring their own water bottles. I think that's unnecessary. There's
okay,
also there's also a bathroom there if they need to refill their water bottle.
okay.
They're coming. There's no cost for them to come, correct?
Mm-hmm.
People are, if you say bring a picnic, don't forget to bring your own water bottle. I don't think people are expecting anything to be
No,
served.
and I think Rupal was referring to the musicians, the
Musician,
entertainers, if we should
artist,
provide
yeah.
them with anything.
Mm, I don't know because I used to go for performing, so normally the organizer they provide at least water. So because
Okay.
they must have, so I'm just asking, I don't know here, but
I mean, that's good information because this is I mean, I've never been a performer, so, except for dance recitals and we didn't get anything. When our turn came up, we went on stage, we did our dance, we left.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea because they're not charging of just asking all of them what they would like to drink, and then I can
yeah.
surely go to a grocery store and get all the performers what their preferred drink is.
Okay.
At
Okay.
one point, we talked about that there would be a $50 or something. Did that ever happen? Every performer are they getting a little stipend or something? That came up.
No, we
We didn't
talked
do
about
that, did we? No, we
possibly for
didn't.
2024 because this literally has no budget.
Right. Okay. So I know that it came up, but I didn't see it in the minutes, and now I'm remembering that it came up. So we've been to quite a few, folk festivals, and they all bring their own drinks. So I mean, if people feel like we need to cater to them, oh, okay. I don't quite get it, but
Well, part of me says, they're coming for free. They're not charging us anything to come, but on the other hand, we're also giving them exposure. I just think I like Mike's idea that it's just a kind gesture to say,
Yeah, exactly.
please let us know what you would like, non-alcoholic, and we'll limit it to pop water juice. And we'll have it on hand for you.
Yeah, it's just kind of yeah, it's a kind gesture, I guess.
I think it's a nice thing. Plus, what if it's one of these? I know we have a contingency for rain, but we also have had a very hot July, and who knows about what August is going to be like if it's one of these 35-degree days and such. And it's just, wise, I think, to offer them some nominal drink or the
Yeah,
hose.
you're right. It could be one of these 35-degree days and there's no shade out there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so as far as a poster, I will get Emma to put a poster together for us pronto, advertising the event. So it's from 2 to 4 p.m. on Sunday, August the 20th. I'll have her put the names of the performers once I confirm definitely that they're all coming. We'll put times when they're going to perform. Do you think I should do that, or do you think I should just say the following entertainers will be on site, and just we won't put what times each performer is going to be. Maybe that's better.
Yeah, probably, because then hopefully people would just come for the couple of hours, right? And be
Right,
surprised at people that they see.
right.
Um, I have a question on, are we going to ask 5 artists, 5 performers to come at 2, I mean before 2, or sometimes some performer they prefer that, oh, I'm last, so I'm going to go around 3:30 or something like that. So uh, or how, what is the procedure? Because sometimes it happens, they, when they think that, oh, I'm my schedule is act number 5, so they come, oh, I can come 30 minutes before. And sometimes they don't, sometimes they're being late, and then we have such a odd situation that how we you know handle that situation when if person is late. So are we asking them everybody have to be there by 2 to 4, or they come based on their timings?
That's a good question. You know, the logistics of, um, so they'll be able to drive in to basically behind the gazebo, because there's a roadway there. So they'll be able to come in, unload their equipment. Like for the band, they'll have quite a bit. So honestly, like rather than the band driving in while somebody else is performing, I don't think that's
Yeah,
appropriate.
yeah,
I think that all artists should be asked to be on, you know, to be on site to arrive between 1 and 1:30, and then
yeah,
we let them, um, you know, unload their equipment so that it's in behind the picnic shelter, or not the picnic shelter, behind the gazebo. Or maybe, yeah, no, in for sure in behind the gazebo. And then when it's time for them to set up, it's right there behind the gazebo, and they can just bring out what they need to bring out, because I'm concerned about, I don't want there to be an interruption to someone when they're performing with other people arriving.
yeah.
Okay, so
Kim,
Yeah,
are there?
and
Yeah, go ahead, Melinda.
well, I was just going to say, and also the whole spirit of I mean, obviously, band number 2 is, has more experience than band number 5. So it would be really nice for them also to be meeting each other and
Yeah.
supporting each other on this afternoon in the park in our community, right? It's a give and take for everybody, not just, so to explain that to them of what's the spirit of the
yeah,
event, right? But I would think I would want to be watching if I'm a brand new guy, I would want to be watching the guy who comes before me and seeing if there's any tips from the guy who's after me,
yeah,
as opposed to one of these bigger headlining things where everybody's already got a very large head thinking that they're, whatever, and they know the ropes and such. Whereas this one, I'm presuming these people don't know the ropes.
hmm
Kim, are there designated signs for handicap parking for the lower gravel parking lot, or just in the upper paved parking lot?
good question. I think it's just up in the upper lot right now, Mike.
Do
But
we need temporary signs for if people are going to be parking in the lower gravel lot?
now I want you to remember as well that there is no accessible pathway to the gazebo. So, you know, people have to recognize that, um, if they may need assistance for the pushing of a wheelchair or whatever to get across the lawn. But there is no accessible pathway. Um, But
'Cause
I
I was
will
thinking
investigate. Yeah, I'll investigate that, Mike.
we should have a few designated temporary signs for handicap parking. And then I was thinking maybe some 4 or 5 designated spots for the musicians that are closest so they can unload their equipment in prime spots.
Yeah, so what I'm going to let them, I'm going to open the gate, Mike, right in the lower parking lot, and they'll be able to drive up to right behind the gazebo.
Okay.
So they will be able to unload like on site. Now they'll have to then move their car and go and park in the lower parking lot so that the next musician can come in and unload their stuff.
Mm.
But then likewise, when it's over, they also will be able to drive in and load up. So that's really good. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Okay. And then I thought I would get Emma to make us up a big banner sort of thing that says Mono Melodies that we can string across the gazebo. Just kind of to fancy it up a little bit and, maybe I'm not sure how heavy they are, but see if we can bring a couple of the planters from the front of the building and put them on the edge of the gazebo, like just kind of try and make the gazebo look a little more like a stage. Okay. So if we're going to do that, then
Is there ample power there for their speakers and so on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I figured there must be, but I didn't know.
But they like musicians know they have to provide all their own speakers, all of that stuff. So we'll provide the power. I'll make sure there are extra extension cords there just in case we need them. Okay. Okay. All right. Can you guys think of anything else? Should we have any type of like small thank you gift for them or?
Well, I mean, if we don't have a budget for it, it would have to be from a local place to donate it.
If we, I was thinking 3 weeks from now, the supermarket might have some of those mums and things, right? And so if your planters are too big to move, we could get 5, have them sitting on the stage, and then give them each one when they left.
That's a good idea.
You'll need more than 5. You'll need more than 5 if each performer gets one, because the band has, well, there's certainly 2 people in one group. Okay, let me see. And how many people are?
Well, each act
gets
one. Like
okay,
when you go
so
to
that's not what you said. Each act gets one, they can fight over it.
Well, that's what I meant. But yeah, it's like when you go to a thing and at the, there's a $3 flower on the table and somebody from the table gets to take it home, right? That might be something because otherwise it's kind of tricky, right? Like Mike's right. Like if we had, restaurants in town that you could go and hit up for, Subway sandwich tickets or something like that, or Tim Hortons, whatever, but we don't. And also, you know, we do want to give them something. We want them to have it as a memorable experience that they, you know, come back or tell their friends or whatever going forward, right? But just an idea.
This is where it'd be really handy if we had Town of Mono mugs or something like that.
Or another idea is if we had a little ballot box and everyone picks their favorite act, and we had a like a $50 Mrs. Mitchell's or something like that gift certificate, and we gave it to the winner of the public's favorite act.
Part of me
But
likes
then,
that, and the other part of me worries about the whole competition act. What about the
yeah,
more meeker?
And what if one act has like every family member and friend they ever know of who comes to watch them, and another act is like, yeah, nobody, you know, like no one from my family, or I didn't tell anybody. I don't know.
I
Whoever
think
said
I
it was
think
fair.
I think that's life's not fair. You're right, Mike. But I was thinking that's a really good. I mean, if we move this along, that's an excellent idea. Not only is it, you know, all comers, but hey, we've also got a prize involved, you know, in years to come that you could, you know, enter.
yeah.
but that would the newcomer, new artist would be discouraged, right? Because obviously, and we are right now promoting the aspiring artist.
Exactly. Yeah, I think if you're going to do it for one, you do it for them all, you know. And unfortunately, we just don't have um, that type of budget. Maybe it's something like I really want this to go over well. So please, please, please grab your family, grab your friends, and just say, you know what, if you've ever done something for me, I need you to do it today. Like, please bring family and friends to this, because I don't want these musicians coming out and playing for 5 of us or 6 of us. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing family and friends from everywhere I can think of to this, and um, sending out emails, and you know, the flyer, and not letting anybody off the hook. Like, this is going to hit, we're going to be hitting social media with this, and but so please, 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 you know, get this out in your communities. Let people know that this is happening, and implore them to come and join us. Seriously. Yeah, and those pickleball people, get them out there, you know. For sure. Mike, get those tennis people out there. Like, get your, you know, get everybody you can think of. Melinda, we're going to make sure the counselors all show up.
Yep, I'm on it. Just thinking about that, right as you're saying that they should all show up. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to really push it with staff, and um, I think it'd be a great little afternoon in the park, and you know, we're encouraging people to bring their own picnic baskets, and I think it can be a great time.
Yeah.
We can bring our dog, can't we?
100%. 100%. Yeah,
We
absolutely.
even have a dog at the
Oh,
meeting. We even have a dog at the meeting, don't we, Mike?
Yeah, not by choice, but yes, we do.
Well, my dog is right here too, but he won't jump. She won't jump up on me, but she's listening too.
okay.
Okay.
So I will get Emma um to put something together for us, and get that flyer. I'll get it sent off to you guys right away. I will let these people know that we would love to have them, you know, join us on August the 20th, and just confirm that they're all going to be there. Sorry, Mike, I'm just watching you. And Yeah, and make sure they're comfortable with the amount of time we've given them, all that kind of stuff. So how does that sound, you guys?
Sounds good. I've got to get out of here.
Okay.
Me
Should I
too,
make
yep.
turn? We'll need to talk a
Um,
few.
Okay, so just one last thing, and we can put this under reports of RAC committee members or whatever. I just wanted to share with all of you that on this Sunday out at Mono Center, we are going to have the unveiling of a statue which has been donated to the town. It was actually commissioned by a resident to be made by local artist slash sculptor John Ferrugia. It is a life-size sculpture, and it depicts the integral part that women had in the development of Mono in the early days. So it's life size. It's I've been very fortunate to be working with the group that has commissioned this piece of art for the past about year and a half. So I've seen it in the making. I've been to the artist's what do you call it? What do you call it? You know, where he creates his
Studio?
studio. Thank you. I've
Oh,
been to his
studio.
studio. I have seen this sculpture being created from its infancy. It is presently at Mono Center. It is covered up, and the unveiling is this Sunday, starting at 1:15, where we're going to be having light refreshments, and then we will have the unveiling at 1:30. There'll be a couple of speeches, and the artist will be on site to talk about the stages of how this sculpture was created. So I think it's really going to be special, and we invite everyone to attend around 1:15, 1:30 on Sunday afternoon to enjoy what's under the tarp. Yeah, come and see it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds
I'll
good.
be there.
Sorry, Anne, were you saying something?
Yes, sorry. Where is it in the park?
You just come in the main parking lot right there, and the statue has been installed right beside the flower beds, heading up to the back of the building, the back entrance.
So it's at the back of the building.
It's at the back of the building, yes. So come and park at the in the main parking lot.
I've got it on my calendar. I really am
Or
really
the
interested
new
in
parking
seeing it.
lot. That's right. We have a brand
Parking.
new parking lot out
We
there.
do. You'd have to then walk over there, but yes, there's plenty of space to park in the new parking lot.
Cool.
Okay, sounds very good. Motion to adjourn.
Oh.
All okay.
Yeah.
All in
Leave.
favor?
Mm.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Rupal. Have a good night. We'll see you on the 20th.
Bye now.